What's up? It's Saladin Salam for King Corso, kind of depressing Neapolitan Mastino historical talk. Hopefully you're having a lovely day. And this is my Corso rant for the week, so you already know what it is. Let's talk about it. What can I say, right? Alright, let's get into it. Old school Corsos. Bully documentary TV. Now, usually, on a good video, I do commend them. I think that Zeke is doing an excellent job far as doing all these documentaries on the different breeds and stuff like that. But this old school video was definitely, it was insulting. How so? Let's get into it. Alright, now, she said out of her mouth, right, that the dog's first was almost extinct. That is a lie. That is a lie. That is a lie. That is a lie. Now, research that I've done, right, articles, etc., read plenty of them. It said that Pablo Barber actually didn't know what a corso was. So 2 years ago, or maybe a year and a half ago, I wrote a post and said, how is it you're looking for something but you don't know what it is? So he goes back, he asks Bilotti what was his opinion on the dogs that he supposed to have recovered. And if we do and research the lineage of Bashir, there's no way in hell Tipsy produced a dog like Bashir, even if she bred to that dog Duno. A lot of us ain't stupid like that. We just not. We not slow. Not saying that, again, Bashir was a horrific dog, but yo, him and Duno, you can see the boxer traits in the dogs. Duno's parents look nothing like Duno. They want to produce that. That doesn't happen like that. But that's another ball game. Now, this is where she fell short at. She said the boxer was putting the dogs to clean up the corso because early enthusiasts, when they was showing the dogs off, they wasn't in uniform. How can you clean up a dog with boxer? Somebody explain this to me. How do we do that? How do we do that? I'm going to say that again. How do we clean up a breed with a inferior breed? Because the pug nose, right? That's not a corso trait. It's not a corso trait. The thin coat of a boxer, it's not a corso trait. So we're cleaning up the corso with boxers, right? That is not the reason why the boxer was added. It's not said, but this is my conclusion to the matter. Pablo Barber knew that Bashir was crossed. So did a lot of these early enthusiasts knew that he was part boxer. Matter of fact, I'm not saying that I got the pictures of the boxer, but I have a picture of a boxer that was used in breeding programs over there in Italy. But all right, let me go on some more. The reason why the boxer was added to the dogs was to make a reverse scissor. Remember, Bashir was supposed to have been the template of the dog. He had a reverse scissor. It's not common in the breed. He could not reproduce the reverse scissor. So this forced those early enthusiasts like the Mavelli brothers and etc. to add other breeds into the dog to get the reverse scissor. The Mavelli brothers bred German Shepherds. They knew how to breed dogs. Everybody else were poor farmers or even marine biologists, zoologists. So on the aspect of dog breeding, it's a whole different dynamics. Whole different spectrum of things. Now, even in Neapolitans, go get the book, Fighting Dog Breeds, and you will see what I'm telling you is to be the truth. He said earlier Neos, and even Neos in the 60s and 70s and 80s, were not uniform in look. Some were traditional and some were where the other breeds were added into the dogs to make them over exaggerated. There was that. Breeders decided to go with the over exaggerated type instead of keeping them traditional. Again, the history of the dogs, we can see that they all won. They all won. So your corso turned into a neo. Your corsos turn into a neo. Documented. Kinda depressor. You know how Jeff Hall, Dwayne Lewis, and all these other ass clowns try to downplay that word? That is your key element right there. That's your connections. That is your connections. The Italians know what I'm saying is to be the truth. But a lot of you don't get it yet, right? All right, let me go on. Let me go on. So she said, these dogs almost went extinct. And then the boxer was to clean them up because the early expos and the stuff like that, the dogs wasn't uniform. The dogs were, some were better than others. They were traditional. This is what the breed was. The Neos were the same exact way. Neo kennels were producing dogs that look like corsos and then dogs that look like them over exaggerated Neos. Real talk. Real talk. Real talk. Research. It's in the books. So now, right, where she fell short again, where the other breeds came into play when the dogs became popular, very popular, and everybody so-called wanted one, right? Because remember also too, the first few litters that Barshir produced, they died of parvo. So this forced Vito intervene because I guess he was trying to get his hands on one. He ended up going to a farm and getting blood. Remember that? 1986. That happened. Now, also, too, Mike Satilli technically wasn't the first dude that had corsos in America. Now, he was the first breeder. This is the truth. He's the first dude that promoted them. But Italian immigrants been bringing the dogs over. Been bringing them over. People, African Americans, I should say, peoples that had people in the services, armed services, I'm talking about the Army, the Navy, etc. Some of those guys brought the dogs over. Ask Barbara Davis. She'll tell you. She'll tell you. Ask her. Ask Lawrence Thomas. He'll tell you. Ask him. Ask him. I seen the dogs. Not particularly their dogs, but I seen the dogs. I didn't know what it was. And when I asked Italian kids, my age at the time, I'm talking about 80s, what they would tell me was that their uncle or aunt gave them a dog, etc., and the dog was pit bull and hound. This is what they were saying. And it actually wasn't. It was a corso. This is when I was getting familiar with band dogs and etc. And started doing my own kind of thing, experimenting and all that. But all right. So now when the dogs became popular, right, and the dogs, due to the fact they were breeding boxes into the dogs, they became real short. So now they started breeding Great Danes to raise up the bar on the dogs. They bred Great Danes. They even bred boxes to Neos. This is where now show Neos getting epilepsy from. They get it from boxes. John Capoletti, whatever the hell his name is, this dude in Jersey. Now, I went to his house once because he told me I have corsos and you need to come in and see my dogs and blah, 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 blah. So me and James Coleman, we took a ride out there. This is before I got dogs from Linda Salina. And that's another breeder and an early enthusiast this lady, Miss Johnson, didn't mention. Why you didn't mention Linda Salino? And also, too, hold on. Let me bring it back a little bit. And I'm going to get on John ass in a minute. You also said that the first litter was whelped in Linda Valentine's house. That is a lie. That's a lie. Who told you this? Who told you this? Why didn't you ask? Matter of fact, Zeke, you asked Mike Satilli this question, didn't you? Didn't Mike tell you the truth of the matter? And you're going to talk about this dog they were whelped in Linda Salina's house? I mean, not Selena. I mean, Valentine's house. Excuse me. Little upset right now. Little upset all over the place now. But hold on, though. But hold on. Now back to Mr. Capoletti. Now I went to his house. Now he's showing me at first his Neos, right? Because a friend of mine, he wanted to get some Neos. So I was like, all right. So we over there and we're looking around. And I'm like, yo, man, whispering to my man, like, yo, his Neos look real funny. They're like boxer crosses, man. So he overheard the conversation. And he was like assuring me that, yo, the dogs were the top dogs in Italy, this and that and the third. So it made me go get my Neapolitan book and show him like, yo, show me the dogs in the book that looks like your dogs right here. And then he's showing me show ribbons and all this other crazy stuff though, man. So I got up and left. He showed me his corsos. His corsos look similar to his Neos, like boxer cross stuff. I bounced on them. I left. Didn't want to hear no more. It wasn't authentic. They weren't corsos. He's the reason in the beginning that corso stuff that boxer stuff came over here in droves. Now, I'ma say, she said that Tony Scandi kept the dogs traditional. That is a lie. Tony doesn't have no more of the old dogs. No more of the old dogs are in his lines no more. Tony lines aren't even consistent in looks. So everybody else that has old school dogs are consistent except Tony's, right? Right. Like, listen, lady, all that I'm saying is this, though, man. If you was to know just the basics, the stuff that comes out your mouth, you wouldn't have said that. So all these people you admire, but you never got an American dog. You showing these hyper dogs all in your video now, because of Corso Mom. Yo, well, her dogs look like Corsos to me. That's to you because you don't have a good eye. To you because you don't have because they have a long muzzle that makes them authentic old school Corsos. No. I have said it plenty of times that a hyper dog can look like a traditional dog. Have I not said that? Now, my thing is, she admittedly openly that she got her dogs imported over, right? She got them imported in. So therefore, like I said at the end of the day, that no, there's no American bred dogs in those dogs. They're not. Also, with getting a hyper dog, right? Even if it's traditional, if you breed it with another hyper dog, guess what's going to happen? You're going to get these other traits. Ask these other breeders. They know what's up. This is why these working dudes that have boxer crosses, right? And they get a few dogs that look traditional. This is how they flip it. Oh, well, you know, they all mix and I don't care about looks. I only care about performance. You full of shit. You full of shit. You full of shit. This is why your dogs are not consistent and even in temperament, because you don't keep it a buck. You don't keep it 100. You're not trying to keep nothing traditional. And a lot of you're breeding dogs and don't even know how to read a pedigree. What part of the game is that? What part of the game is that? And like I said, with this lady that got all the show ribbons in the back, obvious to me that you don't know how to read a damn pedigree. How you going to speak on the American bred dog and you don't even have none? How are we doing that? I don't understand that. Your dogs don't even lineage back to Kokomo and them or the Illyric kennels. They don't. But you're going to speak about that. Zeke, why you ain't ask Derek Masto? Gotta ask that question. Why you ain't ask Derek Masto? Hold on.